We're going to welcome back Joe Gavazzi, NCAA football analyst. Joe, we broke down an NFL game, and we're going to break down some college games. First of all, great to have you here with us.
Nice to be back as always, especially for the college football season as it starts to wind down. We got a couple of games out on the West Coast, and we're going to call them a death in the desert duo.
I like that. That's got a ring to it. Break it down for us, Joe.
Let's start with the game featuring Washington and Arizona State. And we're going to call this our AFP game of the week as well. Just to briefly review the AFP concept, anytime that we have two teams who are going opposite directions against the spread, we look for the reversal of the form. Namely, one of the teams has fallen by a net of 25 or more points to the spread for the season. The other team has beaten the spread by 25 or more net points to the season. This usually points to a line differential of at least 7 to 10 points in the line from the opening week, and mysteriously, at least over 60% of the time, it always seems to come back to form. Such is the case in this game today.
That's interesting. And again, that's not my specialty, but I do appreciate your avenue and your niche on the AFP. I got to ask though, doesn't Arizona State kind of scare you a little bit, Joe?
Arizona State does not scare me at home, and I'll tell you why. The fundamentals are there. First of all, they have a blitzing defense, and Washington, a very young team, is going to bring their quarterback in there who has rarely seen a blitzing defense like this, especially on the road. I think the fundamentals are in place for this victory for Arizona State. Secondly is the history of dominance in this series. If you go back and look at the way these teams have played against each other in the last 8-10 years or so, you'll see Arizona State with 8 consecutive victories over Washington.
Yeah, they whooped them last year 24-10 at Washington, if I'm correct.
Right, exactly right. Now, combined with the reduced value where this line would have been maybe 7 to 10 points earlier this week, and now getting this game in a pick'em range because of the AFP net differential, we've got nice value to go with the series history and the fundamentals.
Yeah, and I do. I agree with those stats and everything. What concerns me, though, Joe, and again, I'm not the specialist for this, this avenue, but these are two teams that are desperate for a win, okay? And I believe that might play in the favor of Washington on the road because of the memory of what happened last year. I think they got just a little bit of extra fire, so I don't know. I'm not on board on this one, and I'm certainly not doubting you. I'm pulling for you, Joe. But this one here, for some reason, I'm pushing towards Washington because of that memory of last year. But then again, that's why they play the game.
It's a fine line between revenge and dominance in college football, and the results of the last 10 years are speaking loudly to this being a dominance matchup. Combined with fundamentals and the AFP differential producing line value, I'm going to stay with the Arizona State side.
Okay. Well, Joe, we appreciate it as always. We appreciate your breakdown and your analysis. And, let's have a great weekend of college football, and we look forward to having you back soon, Joe.
I agree. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you guys soon.